what has happened. I joined Emmanuel and the host to apologize for what has happened. To start with, I want to recognize the president of CRID, Ambassador Christopher Wekam, who has joined this meeting. I also recognize the chairperson of the Foreign Education Scholarship Committee chairperson, Professor Wilfred Murray. I recognize the secretary of that committee, Mr. Emmanuel Bisson, who has done an amazing job organizing all of this events. So far, these are the only executive members that I see who have joined this meeting. In the course of our discussion, if other members join, I will do well to introduce them. My name is Ignatius Uli, and I am based in Bonn, Germany. Currently, I am traveling, but I'm happy to be part of this conversation and would continue to engage as the meeting progresses. Emmanuel, let me hand over to you quickly. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lee, Secretary. Please, I will quickly call the panelists to briefly introduce themselves so that we'll get to know them. Very brief, I will call Dr. Aka Augustine to quickly introduce himself. Dr. Aka Augustine is one of the panelists.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so thank you so much. I respectfully recognize the presence of CRID president, of course, the secretary and the members of the executive team. I also recognize Professor Emori, who is part of the coordinating team of this great initiative, and of course, my friend, Mr. Emmanuel Bisson. So I'll just keep this simple since we are already behind schedule. My name is Dr. Aka Augustine Uga, and I'm joining this call from Europe specifically. I am a PhD student in Germany, and it doubles as my second PhD. I completed my first PhD from the University of Calabar, where I also did my bachelor's degree and my master's degree. And I'm also the German Academic Exchange Program, that is the DAAD, the PTTF, Petroleum Technology Development Fund scholarship holder. And recently also, I'm also a holder of the Intergenerational Justice Fellowship. I'll call it fund or scholarship. So I'll just keep that brief. Then hopefully when we go into the details of our discussion, you can know a little bit more about me. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that brief introduction. So quickly to the next panelist, we have just I'm calling based on the way I have it on my screen. Deborah Edem, please kindly introduce yourself and then we continue. Thank you.
Can you guys see me? No. Good morning, everybody. You cannot see me?
No, we can't see you.
There you go. My camera is off. Good morning, everybody. My name is Deborah. I am joining in from the US. I am new to this platform. I'm not, I'm a PhD student, but on break for now. I had my bachelor's in Ghana, and then I came over to the US. I got my master's. I have 2 masters currently, and I work for the US government currently. And I'm also a PhD student in information security systems, and I am taking a very tiny break for now, but I'm happy to be here to share my experience with everyone. So I hope we have a good meeting and we don't get Zoom bombed again.
Thank you so much. The next on my list is Dolas Ita. Dolas Ita, please introduce yourself. Dollars? Dollars, are you there? Okay, we'll come back to her since she's not there at the moment. The next is Ernest Echeng. Please kindly introduce yourself. Okay, don't worry. Dollars is on. Dollars is on. Dollars, go ahead. After that, we'll come to Ernest. Dollars, can you quickly introduce yourself? We can't hear you. You're talking, but we can't hear you. I don't know if. Are you there? Okay, just fix your system. We'll come back to you. Ernest, please go on.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, anywhere you are joining. I want to recognize presence. I want to recognize the leadership of CRID, salute them, the conveners of this meeting. My name is Ernest Echeng. I'm joining from Italy, Aquila. The first year student of the University of Aquila, studying masters in mathematical engineering. So, delighted to be
We
here.
can't hear you very well. I don't know. There is interruption in your system. You're not audible enough.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm a first year student of University of L'Aquila, joining from doing my master's in mathematical engineering under the Erasmus program, which is a program. So to join and share my experience. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. Tom Smith, Onimike, please, can you go ahead with the introduction? Tom Smith.
Okay, let me see. Okay, awesome. Okay, let's go. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. My name is Tom Smith, and I'm joining this call from Sydney, Australia. Thank you all for the opportunity to speak with you all this afternoon. Yeah, so I did my master's back in Nigeria and my undergraduate as well at the University of Calabar. I studied applied chemistry, and I did study industrial chemistry for my master's, and I'm currently a PhD candidate in chemical engineering here at the University of Sydney. Yeah, so nice to be here and nice to speak with you all this evening. Thank you.
Sydney, Australia. So Tom Smith is speaking with us from Australia, very far away from us. Okay, good to have you here. And then Dollars, are you there now? Dollars, Ita. Okay, please go ahead with the introduction quickly. Dollars, are you there? We can't hear you, but you're unmuted and your camera is on. We can't hear you. We can't see you. I don't know if there's something you need to fix. Are you there? Okay, Dollars, please use this time before it gets to the time you address everybody and fix your system. I don't actually know what the issue is. Let's try to play around and see what you can do about it. And then quickly, we recognize and welcome also the Vice President of CRID, who has joined us, Mrs. Patience Luaseto. She is in the Coventry, the United Kingdom. So you are welcome, madam. So quickly, we go to the next item without wasting time. So we finish introduction. The next one is the welcome address by the chairman of this committee. As we listened to Mr. Ignatius introduced him earlier, Professor Wilfred Emory. Prof, you are welcome. Over to you, please. Go ahead with your welcome address.
All right, thank you very much, Visam. I hope you can hear me and see me.
Yes, very clear.
All right. Thank you very much, Bisong. I think we are doing excellently well so far. Before I go on, I would take responsibility for the challenges we had earlier on. I want to apologize. And I know that there are some people who joined previously and haven't been able to join us now. So we are very sorry for that. And we hope that we'll not encounter such going forward. To start, my name is Wilfred Emori. I am currently in China. I'm a professor of material science and engineering here in China. And thankfully, I am chairing this committee on foreign education and scholarship. And I want to sincerely thank the leadership of CRID for finding myself and Bisong useful in this task. We know it's a very important task, and we are hopeful that with the help of our people back home and with the membership of CRID, we'll be able to serve us very well. I also want to sincerely thank the panelists for agreeing to share their stories with us. I also acknowledge the fact that we are in different parts of the world and on different time zones. So it's not easy for us to find a common ground and a common time to meet like this. For example, I know that Tom Smith in Australia should be around 12 midnight where it is now. So I especially thank you for making our time. And for dollars in China, it's about 9:30 p.m. in China. So it's quite inconveniencing. So I sincerely thank everyone. Deborah in the US, Ernest in Italy, and Dr. Aka in Germany. I welcome us all to today's meeting. The essence of the meeting is to be able to bring information to our people back home. First, the committee was created with the sole aim of helping our people back home access scholarship opportunities. So to start with, Bisong and I created a WhatsApp platform, a WhatsApp community where we have two subgroups, one for target master's degree applicants and another for target PhD applicants. So in case you're on this call and you think this suits your aspirations, please endeavor to let us know so that we can add you to the group. We are going to have a very interesting session because we have interacted with some of the panelists and we know the rich experience they're going to share with us. So I urge us to just sit back, relax, take your notes, and we are going to learn a lot. I welcome us all to today's meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof, for that very powerful and brief welcome address. So quickly, we move to the next one. Please, for the attendees back home, not as if we introduce only those who are out there and we did not introduce people back home. If you look at the attendance now, we have more than 30 people at the moment. So if we want to introduce everybody, we'll spend the whole time doing introduction. At the end of the day, we'll not be able to achieve what we came here for. That's why we are just keeping it short. You want to ask question or you want to talk, you can tell us your name. Then gradually as time progresses, we'll get to know each other better. So without wasting time, I will respectfully invite the president of CRID, Ambassador Christopher Lekan, for his remark before we continue. Mr. President, sir, over to you.
Professor Mori, other members present, just to let you know that I will join much later. I went to the airport, pick Dr. Justin, who just arrived from the United Kingdom. So we are driving, we are going home. So both of us will join the conversation when we get home. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So we'll shift that item to a further time when they are home. So we now continue to the main business of the day, where we'll invite the panelists and then they'll come together and share their experiences. This part will be moderated by Professor Wilfred Emori. So, Prof, respectfully, I hand over the floor. I yield the floor to you to moderate this session.
Okay. All right. So we are down to business. Thank you very much, Bison. I want to confirm if Dollars has been able to join again, because she's very integral to the discussions we're having. Dollars, if you're here and you can hear me, please can you unmute yourself and give an introduction? Yes, I can hear you, Dollars. All right, I think she's still having challenges with her network. So when she comes online, we would allow her make the introduction and interact with us. So just to start, I just want to give a little background of what we are going to be discussing today. Right. To get a postgraduate study, a self-sponsored postgraduate study is very expensive, right? We can all agree that it's very expensive. And with today's Nigeria and our exchange rates, it is almost impossible for an average man to be able to afford foreign education, self-sponsored. So that's why we want to bring this information to our people, let them know that there are a plethora of opportunities out there that we can benefit from. But from a track record of what we know outside the country, we are seeing a lack of cross-riverians outside here taking advantage of opportunities. You would find other tribes are populating most of these scholarship opportunities when they are announced. So we want to see how we can reawaken our spirits back home, give our students the right information so that they can also aspire and go out. The entire aim of this is not to encourage brain drain. We must state that. We know that education is power, and the more we give our students an opportunity to the best knowledge outside, the more we are going to develop Cross River State. So this is the aim of today's meeting and the aim of our committee. All right, so first, there are a huge range of scholarship opportunities available for university students across the world. It could be partial scholarship, it could be fully sponsored scholarship, it could be scholarships where your tuition is fully paid, but you need to sort for your living expense yourself. So we want our students to know the differences and know how to prepare. Okay, so that's what the entire meeting is going to be based on. I must sound that landing a scholarship is a very competitive business, okay? It's not an ABC matter. So we need to fully prepare ourselves if we want to succeed in this. And that's why we are bringing experts. We are bringing scholars of Cross River origin around the world who have passed through this process to come and share their stories, because we believe their stories will motivate us to begin to see which areas we need to work on and how we can navigate ourselves through a successful scholarship application. So without wasting much time, just like you have heard these panelists introduce themselves, I'll ask them one after the other to give us a brief story, right? Their story in 5 minutes. If they can just summarize in 5 minutes, then after the summary of their story, we'll now be asking them a few questions targeted at specific needs, such that we are hoping to answer the questions our participants may have written down. At the end of all of these sessions, we'll now have a Q&A section where we would hear direct questions from the participants and the panelists to be able to address them to the best of their abilities. Okay, so in no particular order, I would call on Dr. Augustine Aka. I've listened to the panelists speak, so I know that they have very rich profiles. So I also want you to hear from them and learn from their stories. So Dr. Augustine, I respectfully invite you to share your story in 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you very much, Professor Emory. Thank you for, of course, taking up the responsibility to see that we provide a useful information for our younger ones who are aspiring to, of course, get foreign scholarship. And like you said, it's really competitive. So in this first remarks, I would like to just focus on what I did. And I call it Aka Augustine Unique Pathway to Scholarship Success. And before I highlight some of the key or the salient, tasks I had to do or I had to carry out to succeed in my scholarship pursuit, I would like to say that I am one very privileged cross-Riverian, because I think from my first degree in biological sciences, then to my second degree in social sciences, my master's and my first PhD and the current PhD I'm doing, I have only paid my school fees just once. And that was during my first bachelor's degree in the Faculty of Biological Sciences in the University of Calabar. And thereafter, all my educational and academic pursuits have been fully funded, and which is why I consider myself very privileged. But it also, of course, comes with a lot of hassles and a lot of challenges. So what I would like to advise our scholarship recipient, hopeful or potential scholarship, recipient who are cross-Riverians, who are, of course, in this meeting, and others who probably will listen to the recording, is that the first thing you have to do is, and this is what I did, identify the right program. So you have to define your academic interests and career goals and align them with the specific programs that the university of your choice offers. This might look very simple, but it's a huge problem, because I get to interact with a lot of, young people who are interested in pursuing, foreign scholarship or pursuing their academic career, maybe abroad, far away from Nigeria. The second thing you have to do is choose a relevant, research field. Not necessarily a research field that is contemporary, but try to focus on what the world is talking about, so that when you get to write your proposal, you can easily be considered. I give an example. When I applied for PTDF, it was going to be my first time. And even if I finished my master's from the University of Calabar with a perfect point, with a 5.0 and a 5.0 cumulative, I still needed to align my research, proposal in the context that it, of course, is seen as appreciable to, of course, the PTDF. And I think it was mentioned during the orientation, during my time when I was offered the scholarship, that I don't know if they have given to someone else, the first person from, of course, social sciences / humanities background that, landed himself a PTDF scholarship, because the scholarship was specifically for those in STEM, engineering, biological sciences, etc. But because I choose my field and I also align my research interest to the core objective of PTDF, so it was, I would say, easy for me. And I also prepare a very convincing, statement of purpose, which I believe that as we make progress in this initiative, we will try to, create a platform where we can talk to you about how to write very selling, statement of purpose, as the case may be, and how to prepare, your CV. Then you also have to choose your country of preference. I understand most times as Nigerians, we want to, pursue things everywhere, but deciding where you want to, study abroad is very important. And that will help you to understand the eligibility / requirement, criteria for that country, whether it is a master's or it is a PhD scholarship, that you're pursuing, as the case may be. This is very important, and keep this in mind. And I will conclude this brief remark by saying that your academic pedigree is important. And at PhD level, at least your research, interests. By academic pedigree, I mean sitting down to work very hard and graduating with something good. It's an advantage. Let's encourage young people to forget this whole, idea, this false narrative that academic doesn't pay. It does pay, and it's paying me. It's paying the likes of Professor Imori and most of the panelists, that you're seeing here, and many, young Riverians who are doing great things, outside the shop. The first day you are admitted, if you are a bachelor's degree student here, you know that your next target is a master's. The first day you are admitted, you have to, begin by creating a pathway for you to achieve excellence. So graduating with first class is an added advantage. Graduating with at least a second-class scholarship opportunities that you can get, especially at master's level, if you have a very good, first degree. And that was what helped me. When I got the ABO/the Delta Africa scholarship for my master's, it was fully funded, and it came with an additional 1 million naira. Then it was something significant, and also a free trip to, of course, the United Arab Emirates, Dubai, for the International, Youth Leadership Conference. It was because I presented a very good, academic, criteria or credentials, and haven't finished as the overall best graduate student in my department, which also led to being retained expressly after NYC as a lecturer in the University of Calabar. That also gave me an opportunity. But if I didn't work hard, at bachelor's level, at master's level, it would have been difficult, because at master's level, the basic criteria is valid, and at PhD level, the most important, fundamental criteria is the panel will be looking at your master's, credentials. What did you do, and how is your grade? How is your transcript like? And if you have one or two, research publication, that helps you a lot. And let me conclude by saying that try to be very expansive in your ideas, in networking, and also in seeking for mentorship. So you must be encouraged, to network with people who have the opportunity and those who have also succeeded, and find a way to follow their legacy. And finally, at least for this first, question, I would like to say, and this is also to reiterate what Professor Imori said earlier, landing yourself a good scholarship, especially scholarship that is fully funded, tuition covered, accommodation in some instances covered, and you get to receive stipends. Most of the scholarships have